Hey, what's going on, YouTube fam? Note to Fake J's here. Today I want to do a quick video on my other customization that I did for the release of the Jordan 1 UNC that came out this past Saturday. And maybe like most of you, you struck out in getting a pair. But if you did get a pair online, I hate you. But I'm just kidding. Congratulations on getting a pair. I actually went on finishline.com at 7 o'clock my time. And by the time I got in there, looked at the shoe, it was already sold out. So I didn't even have a chance to cart it. And I was at Nike.com and I was able to kind of put two shoes to be carted. But then again, by the time it sort of got to me, it said sold out. So I didn't get any of the shoes. So I was kind of really bummed out about it. But so I wanted to show you the customization that I did. So this is it. First of all, I used a light blue paint from Angelus Direct, and I believe the paint was actually a little bit too light for light blue, so I had to add a little bit of regular blue to it, just to kind of give that nice balance. Again, I'm trying to mimic the color, although I don't think it came out exactly the same as the UNC one, but I thought the color turned out pretty well. So check it out. And this is the Jordan logo that I did, and a lot of people have trouble doing this just because either they don't have the time to do it, or they're not patient, or they're not using the right brush, and so forth. I think, there's definitely room for improvement on my end, but I think the key is really just to be patient, and you really have to use a very fine tip brush. And this is my trick on how to get a fine tip brush, is that you basically dip it in your paint. So find a brush that's already very thin, very pointy, and what you need to do is just dip it in the paint and let it dry. Let it dry for, for an hour or so, and then by the time you go back, and don't put it back in the water, and then so by the time you take it out, or by the time you want to use it again, the tip will be very, very stiff and very hard. So, and you can use that as that becomes your fine tip brush. You don't need to go and buy these expensive brushes that already has a fine tip to it. So you can make your own and just find a small tip brush, dip in the paint, let it dry, so it basically forms like this very fine needle point, and then you can use that. Then obviously, if you're going to be using it to color the black part of it, then just dip it in the black paint and then let it dry, and the tip will become very very fine. And then you can dip it back into the black paint, and then you can you can be as detailed as you want. Okay, so that's my trick. I don't know if that works for everybody, but it worked for me. So the other part that I wanted to show you guys is the bottom sole that I had customized, because originally these came in this sort of clear, had a little bit of blue tint to it, and I was okay with that until I realized, hey, let me try something different, and let me try to use paint to color the bottom part. So I used the same paint that I used to color this part, and then I think it turned out pretty well. This part right here is painted, but it hasn't been dried just yet, so you can kind of see there's still little sheen to it. But one way to get rid of that is you can just take nail polish remover, probably not with any acetone in there, and just kind of lightly brush it off so it doesn't have this sheen to it. But I'm still kind of letting it dry. But I think the results came out pretty nicely, where you can see that this bottom is now more of a bluish, kind of like the bottom part of the shoe, side of the shoe. And so I'm waiting for that to dry. Now this other shoe was already dried, and then I actually took it out to test it to see if the paint actually would stay on there, and actually it did stay on there pretty well. I was walking for maybe a couple of hours, running errands, and just kind of trying it out to see how well the paint would hold or stick to the bottom of the sole. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty well. There's some part that the paint came off, or here in the circle, you can see how some paint came off. But you know what? Overall, I'm pretty happy with the result. When you're kind of walking, you can kind of see from the side that is blue, right? So it's not really anything that's too noticeable if there's some part that's not really completely painted. So yeah, so here you kind of see let's say if I'm walking or something, and you do see this blue color at the bottom. So this might be a game changer for those that want to paint your sole using the Jordan 1 laser, because it's a perfect candidate for you to paint any color you want. And this is what I use. I use basically the Angel's paint, whatever color you want to use, but also I mixed it with Sea Glow. Okay, so I know that you can probably go to other stores, hair salon stores, and get these products that can help you absorb these type of paint into the translucent sole. But if it's rubber sole, you're out of luck. There's no way you'll be able to paint over in the rubber sole without getting it scratched off. But for translucent soles, you actually are able to use some sort of a fabric medium, such as a not fabric medium, but something that will allow you to absorb the paint into the translucent sole. So here it is, Sea Glow. Okay, and I mixed it basically like half and half. It does come out very thick, but I had to apply it maybe to get to this level. I had to apply it maybe like I think it was 3 or 4 coats. And you have to be patient and take your time. And it's not going to just be a one coat and then you're done, but you have to do it 3 or 4 times, let it dry, and then so that the paint will be able to be absorbed in the translucent sole. So this is what I did. So check it out again. I think the sole came out pretty nicely, and again, I was hoping to get a pair of the UNC that came out this weekend, but since I didn't, I just decided to customize my own. And obviously this is not exactly the same pair because I actually had this is what I call the Blacktoe blue UNC. So anyways, let me know what you think. If you have any other questions, let me know. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later.